Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to this meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. I'd like to bring this meeting to order, so if we can bring our conversations down or take them outside, please. All right, thank you. I'm Paul Krikorian, President of the Council. We're ready to begin today's meeting, and we will be taking public comment both here in the John Ferraro Council chambers and by teleconference. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McOsker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business, please.
Approval of minutes of September 10, 2024.
Councilmember Rahman moves. Councilmember Price seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Hutt moves. Councilmember McOsker seconds. Next, can we run through the agenda, please?
Yes, sir. There is a request to hold item 13 on the desk. Items 1 through 13 are items which public hearings have been held. For items 6 and 7, the corrected committee reports have been posted online and under their respective council files. For item 13, the committee report has been submitted and has been posted online under Council File 23-1022-S7. Items 14 through 19 are items which public hearings have not been held, and items 20 through 31 are closed session items considered by the Budget and Finance and Innovation Committee. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Very good. Members, those items are now before us. Do any members have items that you would like to call special? Councilmember Price?
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, the city attorney has advised me to recuse myself from item 1 due to the fact that I am a landlord. Item 1.
Thank you very much. So we will hold that one on the desk, and I will be recusing for the same reasons. So thank you, Councilmember Price. Councilmember Rahman?
I'd like to call item 1 special for comments.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember De Leon?
Yeah, Mr. President, item 5 for comments.
5?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Councilmember Lee?
Well, it's already been called special. Item 1 for purposes of an amendment.
Very good. And does the city attorney have the amendment available? If you could read that into the record, please.
Yes. The amendment reads that I move that item number 1 on today's agenda be amended to adopt the following additional recommendation. 2, request the city attorney to prepare and present a revised ordinance that amends the city attorney's ordinance dated April 9th, 2024 to include the following changes to section 166.03 subsection B. A landlord shall provide to the tenant a copy of a prepared and provided Los Angeles Housing Department CFCT notice in English or other commonly spoken languages, and it strikes the language, the tenant's primary language, at the commencement of the tenancy. A landlord shall serve a copy of a prepared and provided Los Angeles Housing Department CFCT notice in English or other commonly spoken languages, and again, it strikes the language, the tenant's primary language, with any eviction notice served on the tenant and with any notice or correspondence served by the landlord on the tenant pertaining to an administrative proceeding that may result in the termination of the tenant's rental housing subsidy. And is there a second to this motion?
Councilmember Blumenfield seconds. Thank you. That was an amendment to item number 1. Okay. Any other specials, members? Councilmember Rahman?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'd like to also call item 4 special for comments and look forward to seeing a copy of the amendment on item 1.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, if there are no other specials, members, last call. All right, then, Madam Clerk, what's available now for us to vote on?
Mr. President, Council may now vote on 2, 3, 6 through 12, sir.
Those items are now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
11 eyes.
Mr. President, for item number 8, the ordinance is held over to September 18, 2024, unless reconsidered with 12 members present.
Very good. Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, we're going to move on next to the closed session items on the agenda. And I'd like to ask Councilmember Blumenfield, the chair of our Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee, for the committee's recommendations on the closed session items.
Sure, I think we can hear them in open session. The committee heard all these items and agreed with the city attorney's recommendations. So an urgent aye vote.
Very good. So let's go ahead and read the recommendations, and then we'll see if any members want to call any of those items special.
Yes, sir. Item 20, in the case entitled Randall Stewart versus Los Angeles Police Department et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to 1.5 million in settlement. Item number 21, in the case entitled Delita Maradian versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to 125,000 in settlement. Item 22, in the case entitled Robert Moorhead versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to 200,000 in settlement. Item 23, in the case of entitled Jeros Teralaxanyan versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to 225,000 in settlement. Item 24, in the case entitled Stephen Blake Tesher versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to 225,000 in settlement. Item 25, in the case entitled Alicia Tanaka versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to 225,000 in settlement. Item 26, in the case entitled Humberto Ramirez et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to 105,000 in settlement. Item 27, in the case entitled Rocio Moreno versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to 640,000 in settlement. Item 28, in the case entitled Frank Valles versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to 7,250,000 in settlement. Item 29, in a case entitled Stephanie Hernandez versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to approve the city attorney's recommendations. Item 30, in the case entitled Roberto Diaz Garcia et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to 1.5 million in settlement. Finally, item 31, in the case entitled Juan Wilfredo Amaya versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to 2 million in settlement.
All right. Members, those items are now before us. Do any members wish to call them any of those special for closed session? All right. Seeing none, let's go ahead and open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
12 eyes.
Mr. President, now that council has 12 members, would council like to reconsider the ordinance on item 8?
Yes, so this will require 2 votes, one on whether to reconsider, and then the second will be on the substance of it. So on the motion to reconsider, I will move to reconsider. And on that motion, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
Thank you. So that matter is now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
All right, let's go next, if we can, to item number 4, which was called special by Councilmember Rahman for comments. Councilmember Rahman, you have the floor.
Thank Thank you so much, Council President. And very briefly, I just wanted to share that I am very thrilled that the historic nomination for Disney Brothers Square in Los Feliz is up for a vote today. Los Feliz has long been a vibrant hub. Artists come there to create, to thrive, and this monument is really going to celebrate a legacy, a very old legacy of this neighborhood as a place where dreams come to life. Beyond its historical connection to Disney's early works, this initiative has actually united numerous community organizations to honor the area's history. And to me, it's been really heartwarming to see so many different people and so many different groups come together to celebrate this monument, and I'm looking forward to actually celebrating in the community very soon. So thank you all, and I urge your aye vote.
Thank you. I see no other members wishing to be heard, so let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
13 eyes.
Thank you. We'll go next to item number 5. Yes, item 5 was called special by Councilmember De Leon for comments. So that matter is before us. Councilmember De Leon, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, as well as colleagues. Today we have the opportunity to correct the history books and honor the legacy of one of our city's most treasured founders by voting on the ceremonial renaming of Spring Street to Biddy Mason Legacy Corridor. This is an overdue and deeply deserving recognition of the pioneering spirit of Biddy Mason, a woman whose contributions helped shape the very foundation of Los Angeles. Biddy Mason's journey from slavery to becoming a successful entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and community leader is a story of resilience, courage, and determination. She represents the best for what our city stands for, a place where people can overcome adversity and make a lasting impact on their families. Now, I've heard the suggestion that there are other, specifically African Americans, who deserve recognition by our city, and that Biddy Mason already has a tiny little park. First, I want to clarify that the City of Los Angeles has not paid tribute to Mason with a monument or a physical dedication. The existing park is a wall dedicated to her on private property. It sits tucked away out of public view and adjacent to a multi-storied parking lot. That's not befitting of someone of Biddy Mason's stature. I had the opportunity, the honor to meet Biddy Mason's great granddaughters 5 times back in 2021, the first time when I laid a wreath over at the Biddy Mason plaque that's hidden away, quite frankly, in a dark place where no one knows of its existence. Biddy Mason was a woman, a lot of folks don't know this, but when she was freed from slavery, she became a multimillionaire and owned a lot of property down Spring Street. So that's why we believe that Spring Street is befitting for her legacy. Her legacy is not just about one woman of color, it's about acknowledging the countless others who, like her, have built this city with their blood, their sweat, and their tears. It's unfortunate that Biddy Mason's family cannot be here today. They're out of the country, but they will be here when we do the ceremonial unveiling of the Biddy Mason Legacy Corridor. Colleagues, today we have a chance to ensure that Biddy Mason's footprint is permanently enshrined in the heart of Los Angeles, where her contributions will be remembered and celebrated by future generations who traverse this corridor where she once lived and walked. I respectfully ask, Mr. President, as well as colleagues, for an aye vote.
Councilmember Price, did you want to be heard on this item? Councilmember Price.
Just happy to join my colleague in this motion. Certainly, Biddy Mason was the early hero of our community and has long been neglected and overlooked. You're right. She's got several places around town where she's identified in the back, in the corner, and this side. And so I think this will be a very lasting, visible reminder and thankful to the legacy that she provides people of all color right here in the city of LA. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I see no other members wishing to be heard. So on this item, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
12 eyes.
All right. We have no presentations today, members, so we're going to go next to the public comment portion of the meeting. So, Madam Clerk, Mr. City Attorney, if you could please read in the instructions for comment.
Yes, sir. As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, then press pound. Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Again, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, then press pound. Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it's your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, either at the podium or on the phones, please state which of the agenda items you would like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. Items open for public comment are items number 1 as amended and items 14 through 19. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or unfortunately, you will forfeit your speaking time and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press star 6 to unmute. Second, if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it's your turn to speak. Between the time delay and feedback, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on your other devices. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to call a number of names. As I call your name, please make your way to the left-hand side of the council chambers. You do not need to speak in the order that I call you, but please don't line up until I do call your name. Sandra Burke, Stacy Segar-Bollinger, Susan Rocha, Megan Stewart, Melissa Slauson, Renee Houston, Amy Navarez, and Fernanda. And if you require translation, our Spanish interpreter will translate for you, but please pause momentarily as you're speaking to allow time for the translation. It will not be counted against your time. All right. What name did you sign up under?
Good morning, Nuri Martinez. Good morning, Mr. City Attorney. My name is Megan Stewart, and I would like to speak on the item 14, 15, 16, and then general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Thank you very much, Mr. City Attorney, for the item 14. 有没有一扇窗，能让你不绝望？看一看花花世界，原来像梦一场。有人哭，有人笑，有人输，有人老，到最后还不是一样。朋友别哭，我依然是你心灵的归宿。朋友别哭，要相信自己的路。红尘中有太多茫然痴心的追逐，你的苦我也有感触。Mr. City Attorney, move on to item number 15. 当拥挤的月台挤痛送别的人们，却挤不掉我深深的离愁。我知道你有千言，你有万语，却不肯说出口。你知道我好担心，我好难过，却不敢说出口。当你背上行囊，卸下那份荣耀，我只能让眼泪留在心底，面带着微笑，用力的挥手，祝你一路顺风。当你踏上月台，从此一个人走，我只能深深的祝福你。Mr. City Attorney, item number 16. 是寂寞的冷酷语言，一点一滴正在发生。再多努力，再多苦撑，也要失去爱的可能。原来坚持的完整，代价是要让人掏空灵魂。伤心1999，算了，天长地久，不过是拼命追求、细心研究的念头。我的爱对你来说，如果是刻度流残句，我来收。算了吧，1999，忘了曾经拥有，也忘了要钱要房要分都是你的手。从今后死了一个濒临绝种的温柔，多一个爱情杀手。
General public comment?
General public comment, Mr. City Attorney, I would like to talk about hate crime in the city of LA. I do not know what is my crime for wearing this shirt. I do not know why I am being the subject of the hate crime because I support Israel. So I received several violent threat attack for wearing this shirt in the city hall yesterday. However, I do not want to give up my voice. So, Mr. City Attorney, if supporting Kevin De Leon will get me killed, I want to tell Kevin De Leon, I love you. If supporting Israeli will get me killed in the city hall, I want to tell Israel, I love you. If supporting the LAPD will get me killed, I want to tell Officer Graciano, Officer Sabra, I love you. I do not know why I cannot have a safety city hall meeting, but my voice will only get stronger and stronger. I support Israel. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items, please, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Great. Let me start with item 17 from Council Members Hutt and Hernandez regarding outreach services from the People Concern for Homeless. Or the People Concern, I guess, is the name of the organization. This is $400,314 from the General City Purposes Fund to allocate to this organization that supposedly does outreach to our unhoused residents. You see a lot of motions like this to a lot of different organizations, and of course, the mission of reaching out to our unhoused residents to provide them with the things they need is a noble mission, but I think part of the problem is we have a homelessness industrial complex where 501c3s shuffle these people through a system and they get funding for each individual they quote unquote serve. But then when we actually do research into the services these people are getting and the efficacy of these programs, oftentimes they're really just funneling money into highly paid administrative systems, and the outcomes are really not that great. So I think we should be having strong safeguards to make sure our money is not being wasted with these programs. And so that brings me into item 1 regarding funding for counsel for tenants. We're a very litigious country, and again, the mission of helping tenants assert their rights is great, but we wouldn't be needing to exert all of these resources if we just did the better thing of making landlords obsolete by making housing a human right. Landlords are often referred to as housing providers, but they actually don't provide housing. They hoard it and then make the tenant pay in excess of what it's worth so that they can earn passive income and have real investments. And Councilmember Rahman said she would not support a motion to ban private equity from owning rental property in LA. So it seems that at least the council member from District 4 is completely unwilling to acknowledge any sort of problematic anything with regard to owning other people's homes for investment under an emergency with regard to the unhoused resident population. Let me go to item 18. This comes from racist Kevin DeLeon, who we heard on a leaked audio recording saying awful things. So I don't know why we're entertaining this motion to waste $400 to light up City Hall. Budget and Finance Committee Chair Bob Blumenfeld admitted at the recent budget day he has no idea why these motions to light up City Hall cost $400, but he wouldn't concede that maybe we shouldn't be throwing $400 at random holidays for lights when, again, we're in a budget deficit and we're under multiple emergency orders, and I would appreciate it if the council member from District 4 would do a better job listening to me. Oh, City Council of LA, are you listening to racist things these members say in illegal meetings? We won't forget the things you said following those leaks and how quickly each of you gave up. All of you are weak. Remember when most of you said Kevin's unfit to lead, the remarks Nithya Raman made after the assault of Jason Reedy, but now you're glad to have that guy on your committee. And when asked about a vote, you say that you trust your colleagues. And what about the CISs that NCs submit? They're ignored, we might as well flush them down the toilet. At what point do we admit this ain't democracy? Retribution is on the way, just you wait and see. A big fuck you to Kevin DeLeon, that racist over there who's chewing on something, and shout out to Smoke and Scan.
Thank you. Before the next speaker begins, I will call a few more names. Lucina Caro, Maria Briones, Maria Osorio, Ruben, Sandy Brown, Shane Hinson, Sophia Mendoza.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yeah, my name is Amy Nevarez. I'm signed up to speak under item 1 and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm a renter and I live in District 8. I also work for SAGE and lead an outreach and education team with Stay Housed LA. We see the impact of what a lack of legal representation looks like when we talk to tenants that are facing eviction who do not qualify for legal representation. So we do strongly support a codified right to counsel ordinance. Also here to support all of the amendments passed by the Housing and Homeless Committee members last month. We talk to tenants that are seniors, families, peoples with disability. So all of our Angelino neighbors are in need of this ordinance and the amendments so that they stay housed. Housing is a human right. And we call on the city attorney's office to also fix the declaration of purpose so it is in line with council directives to draft a right to counsel ordinance. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of the council members who have already voted yes to advance a right to counsel ordinance.
General public comment, go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good morning. My name is Maria Briones, and I live in District 8 for 40 years. I am in support, I strongly support the codified right to counsel ordinance, and I'm also here to support the amendments passed by the Homeless Committee members last month. We call on the city attorney's office to also fix the ordinance. Lastly, I would like to thank all the council members who have already voted yes to advance a right to counsel ordinance. And I want to thank Council Member Rahman for your extraordinary and a strong support for us, as well as Hugo Soto and Eunices also. So, and I would like to say that we need the right to counsel because now as homeless people, we are criminalized. And it's not fair that we have to suffer first the harassment by the
General public
landlords,
comment.
and then after that, the harassment by the police by being unhoused. We need the right to counsel. Thank you.
good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Fernanda, and I'd like to speak on general public comment and item number 1.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. My name is Fernanda. I live in Council District 14, where we still have the highest eviction rates in all of the city. I have seen countless neighbors be illegally evicted in my district. I have accompanied so many of my neighbors to court hearings where landlords always have an attorney, and my neighbors, our community, do not have any legal recourse. This is why I support a codified right to counsel. Our city, my district, is being heavily gentrified. This means that locals are being displaced, and without any legal recourse, this becomes complete and utter erasure. So I ask for the city attorney to also fix the declaration of purpose so it is in line with the council directives to draft a right to counsel ordinance. And again, I strongly support a codified right to counsel. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the...
I say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The City Council, this is the direct question. It's 2 questions I have. This is concerning the street takeover. At some point, you guys need to do a better job of getting this under control. Can't throw LAPD under the bus and expect them to do it because all they could do is run them out. They're putting public safety in danger when this stuff continue to keep going on. We had the last 3 days of the holiday weekend, 4 o'clock, 4:50, and 1:30 in the morning. Okay, this can't keep going on and just have the officers run them off. This has got to be a better solution to this. Second of all, we need to have something done in our district, which is Council District 9, as far as the street takeovers, the trash that they leave behind, and the business are getting ruined, and they're ready to pack up and leave because they can't conduct business there. Street vendors are doing whatever they want to, where they want to, and if they want to. And no repercussion behind compliance is what you guys voted on. You voted on for them to have certain places where they can and cannot do this at. We don't have no public safety on our street where the school is.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Shane Henson. I'd like to speak on item 1 and public comment.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Again, my name is Shane Henson. I'm a legal aid attorney and public policy advocate with Intercity Law Center. Intercity Law Center is a private nonprofit law firm that provides free legal services to low-income clients here in the city of Los Angeles. And today I'm here to say that Intercity Law Center strongly supports the passage of the codified right to counsel ordinance. Additionally, we also want to express our support for all of the amendments passed by the Housing and Homeless Committee members last month. On a personal note, I wanted to talk about the last 3 years. I've been working as a tenant defense attorney here in the city of Los Angeles. And I'm here to tell the council that it truly makes a night and day's difference for folks facing eviction, the loss of their home, whether they have an attorney fighting for them or not. Yesterday, I was in Stanley Moss Courthouse, just a couple blocks away, representing a client in an eviction matter. I watched multiple pro se clients come up to court, try to have their day in court.
General public comment?
Thank you. Have their day in court and try to keep themselves housed, only for the court to dismiss them and shuffle them off in a way to face eviction. And then I was able to stand up, argue my client's case, and obviously continue the work of representing my client. Having these attorneys is the difference between keeping people in their homes or, unfortunately, having people on the streets. I'm going to close by thanking all the members of the council who voted yes on the council ordinance, and I also want to thank Councilmember Rahman for her leadership on this critical issue. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call a few more names. Cynthia Gonzalez, Georgina Serrano, Jesus Rojas, Pablo Estupinan, Alonzo Landeros, Anna Chan, Barbara Schultz, Cindy Starrett, and Daniel Jimenez.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Sofía Mendoza y vivo en el Distrito 9.
Hello, my name is Sofía Mendoza. I live in District 9.
And which items would you like to speak to?
¿Sobre qué temas quiere hablar, señora?
Sí, voy a hablar, comentario en apoyo del RTC.
I'm commenting in support of RPC.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Commenting in support of RPC.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
Un minuto para el tema.
Soy inquilino. Apoyo firmemente una ordenanza codificada para proveer el derecho a un abogado.
I am a tenant and I support a codified ordinance to have legal representation.
También aquí hay que apoyar a todas las enmiendas aprobadas por los miembros del Comité de Vivienda y Personas Sin Hogar.
And we need to support everything that has been proved by the Housing Committee for people who are facing homelessness.
El mes pasado hicimos un llamado a la oficina de la abogada de la ciudad.
HIH, last month we made a call to the city attorney's office
para que también arreglara la declaración de propósito para esta línea.
to fix a proposition of declaration for this line.
Yo soy una inquilina que estoy siendo desalojada, demandada por el dueño, ¿sí? Y si yo no tuviera representación legal, no estuviera viviendo ahorita en donde estoy.
I am a tenant facing eviction, and without having had the legal representation, I would be homeless today.
Les pido por favor que voten y nos apoyen. Gracias.
I ask please to vote and support us. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Hola, buenos días. Yo necesito traducción.
Sí, señora, sí, por favor, puede decir su nombre y sobre qué tema quisiera comentar.
Mi nombre es María Osorio y vivo en Distrito 9 y vengo en apoyo al derecho a un abogado.
I am Maria Osorio. I live in District 9, and I'm here to support the right to have a legal attorney.
Y yo vengo en apoyo firmemente a que voten, ¿verdad?, de que haya un abogado que represente a las personas que están siendo acosadas por los dueños.
And I'm here in support for people who need a lawyer, for people who are facing harassment by the landlords.
que están siendo desalojadas injustamente.
that are being unjustly evicted.
Y también hemos hablado con la abogada de la ciudad para que acomode el lenguaje alineado a esta ordenanza.
And we also talked to the city attorney to fix the language in accordance with this ordinance.
Y estoy aquí también para apoyar para las personas sin vivienda y sin hogar.
And I'm here to support the people without a housing and a place of dwelling.
So, les damos las gracias al comité, al consejo que ha apoyado esta ordenanza y también a la señorita Nitia Rama por ser una líder.
So we thank the committees and the councils that have supported this ordinance, as well as Councilmember Nithya Raman for her support as well.
Gracias. Ay, ya no.
Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Por favor, si nos puede decir su nombre y sobre qué tema quiere comentar.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Lucina Caro y vengo a apoyar para que me dieran un abogado.
Yes, I am Lucina Caro. I am here asking for legal representation or in support of having a lawyer.
Mi distrito es el número 1 y el concejal apoyar afirme a una ordenanza para los derechos de un abogado.
I live in District 1 and I'm asking for an ordinance in support to have legal representation.
Y estoy haciendo desalojado y tengo 2 niños.
I am being evicted and I have 2 children.
Y venía yo para que me dieran el derecho de apoyarme de un abogado porque tengo la corte ahorita el 15.
And I'm here to ask for the right to have a lawyer because I have a court date on the 15th.
Y el mes pasado hace una llamada al concilio de abogados para la ciudad para que también arregle el derecho de la declaración de aprobación para que esté en línea con la directiva.
And last month I made a call to the city attorney's office for the proposition of the declaration to be in line.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
If you could-
council members. I'm here to speak on item number 11. My name is Sandy Brown. As president, I am speaking on behalf of Homey Westwood Property Owners Association, which is 1,100 homes adjacent to Westwood Village. The association has supported the Wilshire Gailey project since its inception in 2010. That's 14 years ago that we have been waiting for this housing project to be built. We have worked with Mr. Heckmott and his internationally known architect, Robert A.M. Stern, to refine the project and gain the support of Westwood stakeholders. And believe me, that was not an easy feat. We urge the council to reject the motion of Councilmember Yaroslavsky and that all necessary clearances by LADBS be issued and allow the Wilshire Gailey housing project to proceed. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, honorable team. My name is Julian Alexander Macara. Not having received a response from our city's administration either yesterday or this morning, I'm here presenting once more. I'm representing adreamnow.org. Last night, I forwarded to each of your offices, city clerk, attorney, and the mayor an outline to develop a new platform for it to interconnect business operations, community engagement, and galvanizing our constituents. I advise that I have autism, and the guys in the back are really trying to mess me up with talking. Allow us to aid. The program is called Los Angeles City Value. It's in your emails. A new program designed to extend the operational focus of any one operational service to incorporate the needed operational tasks of others. Allow us to aid. My proposal outline consists of 3 sites in their example operations areas with a GIS mind map. This was all done last night. Team, I'm here to help. The amount of months that I've been here presenting this case, let me help.
Good morning. If you could please
Hi.
remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Cynthia Gonzalez, item number 1, and public general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Got it. Thank you. I'd first like to thank Nithya Raman for being able to introduce the amendments in the H&H committee. My name is Cynthia. I am a lead organizer with State House LA. And just really want to be here to just talk a little bit more about the amendments and ensure that council members listen to what the community has to say regarding ensuring that we amend the amendments from the H&H committee. One of the most important parts is making sure that we have the correct title for right to counsel, ensuring that it's not just a program, but the ordinance that is going to be able to cover Angelenos here in the city. So definitely urge you all to take a look at the amendments that were introduced and pass them, because right now we've been able to do so in the county, and we want to make sure that the ordinance for the city is what the ordinance for the county look like, to ensure that Angelenos here in the city and county have the best ordinance that they can have, and that there's no confusion as to which ordinance that they should be looking at depending on their area code. So thank you so much, and would really appreciate if you take if you're here to listen to what so many tenants want to talk to you about right to counsel. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Georgina Serrano. I want to talk about item number 1 and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. So it is an honor this morning stand up in front of you. I know you work hard, especially recognized for Ms. Rama about the really in the side, understanding the community needs. As a community organizer with Inquilinos Unidos, I really need your help, especially with city attorney, to revise and prepare the correct ordinance. And we call tenant ordinance for clarification and fully understand about what we're talking about. And also, we really need and the critical issues, so codify right to counsel amendments to listen the community needs. I appreciate your collaboration and our hard work supporting the community. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. Barbara Schultz, items 1 and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Barbara Schultz. I'm the Director of Housing Justice for Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles and the lead contractor for Stay Housed LA. I urge that you all pass this ordinance with the amendments out of Housing and Homelessness Committee. I do want to comment on the amendment made by Councilmember Lee. I would urge you, if you are considering voting for that amendment, that you ensure that it has to follow the citywide language access plans, 31 languages for emergencies, because UDs are very much an emergency, but also that you allow tenants to ask for other languages upon request. Tenants in LA, as you know, speak hundreds of languages, and it is incredibly important that they are given proper notice. And on a happier note, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the successes of Stay Housed LA so far with the city funding that we have received. We have represented over 3,200 tenants in court. We have provided another 10,367 tenants with some kind of limited legal assistance. We've distributed $7 million in settlement funds to over 600 households. CBOs have hosted nearly 700 workshops attended by over 13,000 tenants. They've connected with almost 750,000 tenants by phone, text, and in-person outreach, and provided tenant navigation to 29,000 tenants. So we hope to increase this year after year as we phase in a full right to counsel. Thank you very much for your vote on this ordinance and the amendments.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas. Public comment in item number 1.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. My name is Jesus Rojas, Apartment Association of Greater Los Angeles, AGLA, speaking on behalf of 10,000 rental housing providers throughout the Southland. The proposed ordinance to codify the city-funded Council for Tenants program is premature, given the grossly underperforming ULA tax and scarce resource available under it. Rather than pursuing a program that will put money in the pockets of private attorneys to delay an already long eviction process, it would be far better to use these same funds to direct rental assistance to low-income renters and avoid evictions entirely. 96% of all evictions are for non-payment of rent. The average rent owed is less than $4,000. That is less than 16 hours of an attorney's time at $250 per hour. Spend the money on rental assistance and skip the entire eviction process to keep renters housed. And I want to say this in Spanish. Debemos todos trabajar en armonía para mantener a los angelinos con hogares. Gracias. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Daniel Jimenez, and I am going to speak on item 1 and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning, council. Like I said, my name is Daniel Jimenez. I'm the director of community organizer with the Inner City Struggle, and also a member of the Keep LA House Coalition. I am here today to urge the council to approve the right to counsel, right, as it was coming out of the Housing and Homelessness Committee, as well as we urge the city attorney's also office to fix the declaration of purpose so it is in line with council detectives to draft the right to counsel. I am also here to speak on behalf of those community members that are not able to be here because either the meeting, the item and the agenda gets added to last minute, or they have work and families to take care of, and for that reason they're not here. But one thing that I can tell you is that as I work closely with community, the right to counsel, the right to legal representation helps people stay housed. That while you're here debating whether or not people should have the right to counsel,
general public comment,
you still get to go home and sit in your house and be in your house while other people are at risk of losing their house, or while they're already living on the streets. The right to counsel helps people stay housed by giving them a fair chance at legal representation. When people don't have legal representation at the court, most of the times either they lose their case or they just evict themselves because they don't know the rights. I want to thank Councilmember Rahman for introducing this motion, but I also want to invite you all to do the same and approve this because this is what reduces homelessness, right? We're trying to fight, for people not to be in the streets, and this is what is going to prevent that from happening. Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names. Estrella, Gloria Rubio, Ira Belgrade, Julian Alexander Macara, Cam Hekmet, Lauren Harper, Solina Quintanilla, Winston Stromberg, Yadira Michelle. And that is the last batch of names.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Cindy Starrett, item 11.
Okay. So item number 11 is not open for public comment, but you can speak to it during general. So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you to Sandy Brown for her community representation, and I think you'll hear from Mr. Heckmat in a few minutes. We appreciate the fact that the council continued this item for a week, but we are so sorry that you adopted it today with no further discussion. Please do not let your adoption of this motion serve as a signal to Metro that they can continue with impunity to delay this project. They've delayed it for 4 years with no evidence whatsoever of any consideration for this housing project. There's a reason the city is short of housing, and Councilmember Rodriguez mentioned last week how few housing starts there are. Housing projects require support. They require community support and city support. This project has had both until Metro came along, made a mistake, decided to use Mr. Heckmat's property to brace the station on the adjacent property and to stall him and prevent him from building and prevent the city from getting this housing project. Please don't let that continue. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Pablo Estupiñan. General comment and agenda item number 1.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pablo Estupiñan. I'm the campaign director for the Los Angeles Renters Right to Counsel Coalition. And I just want to say it's been almost a couple years in making to get to this point, ever since the motion was first introduced February 14th of 2023. I want to thank every council member who has voted to keep moving this motion forward. And we thank you for your support in recognizing the importance of having a right to counsel and reducing homelessness and ensuring tenants stay housed. I did submit a letter I was going to read a little bit about. We strongly support the amendments passed by the Housing and Homeless Committee last month to ensure consistency with the ordinance. We call on the city attorney's office to make one more suggested edit, which is to take out the second paragraph in the purpose section, section 166.0. And it reads, this ordinance does not establish a right to counsel or a right to city-funded counsel, eviction proceedings, or administrative proceedings that may result in a termination of a tenant's rental housing subsidy, but rather codifies a city-funded counsel for tenants program subject to the availability of funding.
General public comment.
And annual appropriations. So we're asking this to be struck out from the declaration of purpose. It's unnecessary and kind of contradicts the rest of the language, and especially in the proposed amendments to change the title to Tenants' Right to Counsel Program Ordinance. And neither Los Angeles County's ordinance or any other national jurisdiction has such a disclaimer, and this would only serve to confuse tenants. Lastly, we've been advocating for right to counsel for the last 6 years. During this time, we've studied the best practices. We've modeled our phase-in after New York City's model of a zip code phase-in. First of all, it's, tenants, it's hard to know what law applies to you based on the address you live on, so we felt that zip code is something easily identifiable for tenants to understand what services they receive. And even if you don't receive or live in a zip code, you still get access to Stay Housed LA services, such as workshops, legal clinics, one-on-one consultations, and more. So thank you all for your leadership, and we look forward to you all voting yes on this. Thank you.
Good
Buenos
morning.
días. Traducción en inglés, por favor.
Sí, señor, solamente hable oraciones
Hola,
pequeñas.
mi nombre es Alonso Landero. Estoy haciendo un comentario público al derecho a un abogado.
Hi, my name is Alessandro Alendero, and I am making a public comment regarding legal representation.
Soy inquilino y vivo en el Distrito 9.
I am a tenant and I live on District 9.
Apoyo firmemente una ordenanza
I am here on supporting the ordinance
codificada para proveer el derecho a un abogado.
an ordinance regarding to provide legal representation.
También estoy aquí para apoyar todas las enmiendas aprobadas por los miembros del comité
And I'm also here representing and supporting all the amendments that have been done by the committee
de vivienda y personas sin hogar.
regarding the housing policies.
El mes pasado
Last month,
hacemos un llamado a la oficina de la abogada de la ciudad
we made a phone call to the city attorney's office
para que concejales para pasar la ordenanza por el derecho a un abogado.
so that way council members could vote on favor to be able to get legal representation.
Por último, me gustaría agradecer a todos los miembros del consejo que votaron a favor
Lastly, I would like to thank all the council members that have voted in favor
de aprobar una ordenanza para el derecho a un abogado.
to approve the ordinance to have the right for legal representation.
También quiero agradecer a la concejal Raymond por su liderazgo en este tema crítico.
I'm also here to thank Councilmember Rahman for her leadership in this issue.
Y que ya pare el acoso así como me pasó a mí, como que pues yo rento.
And also to stop harassment, what happened to me because I rent.
Que fui víctima de golpes con un machete.
And I was a victim and someone hit me with a machete.
Ahí estaba yo ahí con mi hijo, a él le podía haber tocado un golpe también.
I was there with my son and he could have been hit too.
Él viendo todo el chorro de sangre que estaba pasando por mis manos.
And there was so much blood flowing in my hands.
Y eso que he puesto papeles en la corte, todo esto de que ha sido acosado.
I have filed reports at court letting them know that I've been harassed.
Y esto se salió de las manos, se salió de control.
And this was out of hand, out of control.
Se tuvieron que llevar a la persona a la cárcel, tuve que poner una orden de restricción.
And they took the person to jail and I had to put an restriction order.
Ir yo a las terapias físicamente, mentalmente, todo eso ha sido un trauma para mí y para mi hijo.
And all of this has been a tremendous trauma for myself, for my son, and I had also had to go to therapy and physical therapy as well.
Y no puedo salir hacia adelante, no quiero
So,
hacer
Speaker,
nada.
that exhausts your time on the item and general public comment.
Señor, eso es se le acabó su tiempo tanto en los asuntos como en el comentario público general. Gracias.
Ira Belgrade, Yimby, LA, item number 3. I'm one of the people who
Okay, so you
helped
have 1
get our
minute for
state
general. Go ahead.
ADU laws passed in 2016, and I'm here to strongly recommend that you table item 3 and consult with the city attorney and the planning department. The city's ADU ordinance is not state compliant. You're not aware of this because no one has challenged it. You need to remove all of the fire severity zone restrictions, which are illegal. The city just made them up to appease homeowner associations, but they're not based on any laws. Per statute and HCD's guidebooks, under no circumstances can you ever require someone to widen a road or provide a parking spot if they meet one of the 5 exemptions, or provide fire sprinklers if the main house isn't required to have them. If you want hillside fire restrictions, you can petition the state to ban all ADUs in fire zones, which they most likely will not grant, but the city's current 3 fixes for non-conversion ADUs are not permitted. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Lauren Harper, and I'm speaking on Agenda Item 1.
Okay, so go ahead. You have 1 minute.
I work at the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles as the data manager for Stay Housed LA, and I'm here to support the Right to Counsel ordinance. The Right to Counsel ordinance has a zip code phase-in plan. The zip codes are chosen based on 3 primary metrics. First, the vulnerability of tenants in a zip code to displacement, based on the Own It tool, which has been adopted by LAHD. The second is the number of evictions filed and the number of tenants we expect to come to Stay Housed LA from that zip code. And finally, the capacity of our attorneys to represent all eligible tenants in a zip code. Each city council district will have a phased-in zip code within a year of the Right to Counsel ordinance going into effect. The zip code phase-in allows us to implement a right to counsel in the most vulnerable communities first as we build toward the complete phase-in and a full right to counsel in the city of LA. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Buenos días, si puedes
Buenos
decirnos
días.
su nombre y también los asuntos en los que usted desea hablar.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Gloria Rubio y vengo del Distrito 9.
Hi, good morning. My name is Gloria Rubio, and I'm from District 9.
Y vengo a pedirles que por favor apoyen a los derechos para tener derecho a un abogado codificado.
And I'm here to ask for your support so we can have legal representation.
Que nos represente en desalojos porque yo precisamente estoy sufriendo de desalojo en este momento.
We need legal representation so they can help us through eviction because I'm going through eviction right now.
Tengo 2 hijos, mi hijo tiene cáncer y no sé qué va a pasar.
I have 2 children. One of them has cancer and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yo estoy pagando la renta mes tras mes.
I pay my rent every single month.
No sé cuáles son mis derechos, precisamente soy de bajos recursos y no tengo para pagar a un abogado que me represente.
I do not know what my rights are and I have low income, so I don't have enough money or the means to pay for an attorney so I can be represented.
No sé qué va a pasar conmigo.
I do not know what's going to happen to me.
Y no quiero estar en la calle. En estos momentos todavía está con quimioterapia mi hijo y yo estoy sin trabajo.
I don't want to be on the street. My son is still going through chemotherapy and I don't have a job.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, good morning. Hi, my name is Solina Quintanilla. I'm going to be talking about general public comment in support of the right for counsel.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm a renter that I've been living in District 15. I strongly support the codified right to counsel ordinance. I am also here to support all of the amendments passed by the Housing and Homeless Committee members last month. We called on the city attorney's office to also fix the ordinance, the declaration of purpose, so it is in line and council directives to draft a right to a council ordinance. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the council members who have already voted yes to the advanced right to counsel ordinance. I also want to thank Councilmember Rama for your leadership and this critical issue. I would like also to share you guys that I'm going to a lot of harassment and beyond of my property. I do need an attorney of representation, so it is very important for you guys to vote to support and have us have an attorney to back us up in these situations. It's going to be 7 months already, and I still haven't got a response. I need the landlord to give me a relocation as they illegally removed my unit from my property. So they have been stalking me, harassing me, and I put restraining order. They deny it because I don't have my poor language to translate what my rights are. The judge didn't find any enough evidence of the harassment. I need this to stop, so I need an attorney to have a representation over my case. So I thank you for letting me speak, and that's it.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Mi nombre es Ana Chan.
My name is Anna Chan.
Estoy haciendo un comentario público.
I am going to give a public comment.
Yo soy inquilina y vivo en el Distrito 8.
I am a tenant and I live in District 8.
Apoyo firmemente una ordenanza codificada para proveer el derecho a un abogado.
I'm here to support the ordinance to have the right to have legal representation.
También estoy aquí para apoyar todas las enmiendas aprobadas por los miembros del Comité de Vivienda.
And I'm also here to support
Y
all the
personas sin
amendments by the members of that committee and the people without a house.
Ya que yo soy una persona que está siendo ahorita en estos momentos evacuada por el nuevo dueño de la propiedad donde yo vivo.
Because I am being evicted from my house by the new owner of where I live.
Y sin un abogado, yo no tendría apoyo para poder lidiar con los problemas que estoy viviendo en estos momentos.
Without an attorney, I would not have any kind of support to be able to face all the difficult moments I'm facing right now.
Hago un llamado a las oficinas de la abogada de la ciudad para que también arregle la declaración de propósito para que esté en línea con las directivas de los concejales.
I also made a phone call to the city attorney's office so the declaration can be aligned with the draft that has been done.
Para pasar la ordenanza por el derecho a un abogado.
So the ordinance can be approved to have the right for legal representation.
Por último, me gustaría agradecer a todos los miembros del consejo
Lastly, I
por
would
el
like
derecho
to,
a un abogado.
Lastly, I would like to thank all the members of the City Council for your support.
Por haber votado para aprobar esta ordenanza.
For supporting this ordinance and voting in favor.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Certainly. Laura Lake, item 11.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm here in opposition to item 11, but I'm here in support of the city expediting the eventual building permit for a project that has been stalled, a very much supported project, because Metro made a mistake. And this is a project that has had total Westwood support from the very beginning. And if this city is serious about building housing, this is the poster child for how you're not doing it. So please have the city get Metro to fix its mistakes and issue a building permit. Thank you very much.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, I'm Cam Hekmat. I'm the principal of Wilshire Gailey. I'm in opposition to the motion 11 to remove.
So you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Yes. 20 years ago, I started working on Wilshire Gailey project. That is 20 years ago. 5 years ago, we submitted our plans for construction of a residential housing in Westwood with support of the total community in Westwood merchants, residents, and commercial office holders. The process took us 3 years through the plan check. We were ready to have a plan check for construction of our building. We had to go to Metro for approval. Metro decided to hold us up and wanted to review our plans. They discovered a problem with their design, and we agreed with Metro for a joint study. And then the decision was that after the study is in, they would let us know what the corrections are, and then
Speaker,
allow
your
us
time
to
has
go
expired.
forward.
No, we have to give everybody the same amount of time. I'm sorry. So, next speaker.
Good morning, Winston Stromberg, item 11.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. Winston Stromberg on behalf of Wilshire Gailey. Just to finish Mr. Heckmat's comment, after Metro and Wilshire Gailey conducted this joint exercise with a third-party engineer, wherein Metro was going to agree to fix the problems, if any, Metro has said no. They're not fixing it, it's Wilshire Gailey's problem. But Wilshire Gailey, this project was approved long before Metro approved its Purple Line extension, and it filed for building permits long before Metro awarded its design-build contract for the UCLA station. Metro is more concerned about a contractual dispute with its design-build contractor than it is to help this project get built. Cam Heckmat has poured his life into this project and the Westwood community and has spent over $5 million in permit fees to the city trying to make this important project a reality. It would be a huge shame to see this go to waste. Both projects can be built, but Metro needs to act in good faith. Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Buenos días, señora. Si nos dice su nombre y los asuntos que usted desea hablar.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Yadira Michel y soy miembro de la organización ACE.
Hi, my name is Yadira Michel and I'm a member of ACE.
Y estoy haciendo un comentario en apoyo a derechos a un abogado a los inquilinos.
And I'm here to support the ordinance to have the right of legal representation to tenants.
Soy inquilino y vivo en el Distrito 8.
I'm a tenant and I live in District 9.
Apoyo firmemente a una ordenanza codificada para proveer el derecho a un abogado.
I'm here to support the ordinance to be able to provide legal representation.
También estoy aquí para apoyar todas las enmiendas aprobadas por los miembros del Comité de Vivienda y de Personas Sin Hogar.
And I'm also here to support all the amendments that were done by the members of the committee from the housing department and the people who do not have a home.
El mes pasado hicimos una llamada a la oficina de la abogada de la ciudad para que también arregle la declaración de propósito.
Last month, we also made a phone call to the city attorney's office so she can fix the declaration of the purpose.
Para que esté en línea con las directivas de los concejales para pasar la ordenanza por el derecho de un abogado.
So they can align with all the instructions from the council members so this can get approved.
Por último, me gustaría agradecer a todos los miembros del Consejo que votaron a favor de aprobar una ordenanza para el derecho de un abogado.
Lastly, I would like to thank all the council members that have already voted in favor to be able to get legal representation.
También quiero agradecer a la concejal Ramán por su liderazgo en este tema crítico.
And I also want to thank Councilmember Rahman for her leadership in this critical situation.
Yo soy una inquilina y necesito de su apoyo que tengamos un abogado que me represente en mi caso.
I am a tenant and I am here to ask you for your support so we can have legal representation.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Anabella Mazariegos. I'm from District 14. I'm going to speak on item 1 and public comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
Okay, I do want to thank Councilman Raman for the leadership on this item because we do need the right to counsel, codified right to counsel. In our communities, a lot of people don't know their rights. A lot of people are intimidated by the landlords, and we need the right counsel to be approved. we all need, especially in the minorities, we need somebody to help us because majority of people don't have no idea about unlawful detainers or anything, and then we're swamped with a lot of paperwork and nobody knows to that. People don't have money. Rents are too expensive. People are being evicted because they can no longer afford the high rents. Nobody has done anything to put a stop about the increasing of the rents. That's the main factor that people are being evicted because they can no longer pass. Plus the inflation going to the market. People are struggling and you guys are not paying attention. You are having so much power and you're not listening to us, the people. People are suffering. Please, it's giving mental disabilities. Heart
Thank you,
attacks.
Speaker.
General public comment? Sorry.
Public comments. I'm going to public comments. So you need to pay attention. We're human beings. And pay attention because you have the power right now. If you think that later on your country is not going to bother you, it will. It will. Karma comes. You do something wrong today, you don't listen to the people who have put you in power, karma will come and get you. It will, because we're human beings and we suffer. Please, we need the right to counsel, codified right to counsel. It needs to be an ordinance, not a program, because a program will end. Ordinance will stay. And we need this because things are not getting better. It's getting worse. Please, we need your help. Thank you, Councilor Raman, for your assistance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Speaker. Council President, may we now move to phones?
All right. Call the first callers.
Speaker with the digits 3784, may you please unmute yourself and state the items you would like to speak to?
Speaker with the last four digits 3784, please press *6 to unmute.
All items, general comment, which items are open?
Okay. Good morning, and this is for everyone. So the items that are open for public comment are items number 1 as amended and items 14 through 19. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general.
Comment. So item number 1 is a city-funded right to counsel for tenants. The tenants should have good legal representation in court. So it's good to have that. And you should also stop evicting tenants. You know, the city's in a homelessness emergency, and you know, why are you evicting more tenants? Like why are more tenants being evicted? Like, that doesn't even make sense if you apparently have such an emergency on that. Regardless, they shouldn't be evicted like that. We have item 18. Item 18 is a motion from the known racist Kevin De Leon and Monica Rodriguez, who called someone who protested him a terrorist, lighting up City Hall for Kevin to pretend he cares about Guatemalan Heritage Month on August 25th. That was about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. So is there like a late fee or something or something we should be aware of that's being paid? Because this clearly is being authorized long after the point when this happened. So why is it being authorized now? It seems like it should be authorized. It should have been authorized prior to it happening. And it shouldn't have been, and of course, Kevin De Leon, so nothing Kevin De Leon introduces should be passed by the council. We have, I mean, and not like you actually care about Guatemalans anyway. You're just lighting up City Hall for virtue signaling. We have item 17, that is additional funding for homelessness outreach services and CD10 from the unelected Heather Hutt. Doing some more. Is this like good services, or is this just a bunch of people who go and sit in their cars while the LAPD and LA SAN goes and threatens to arrest them and if they don't, move down the street again, and threatens to arrest reporters who come to report on the what they're doing? So that's a good question, whether these homeless outreach people are actually providing outreach or whether they're playing on their phones in their cars. Let's move on to general comments.
Go ahead, you have 1 minute.
So, yeah, Kevin, you need to resign. This is ridiculous. You know you need to resign. We're almost 2 years in now to this, and you're not going to win re-election. You're losing badly in the polls. Resign and drop out of the election. Come on. You know you're not going to win. You're just trying to hold on to power, and you're not going to hold on to that power. Paul, this is a reminder that, Paul, you're a lame duck council president, and you have less than a week left. And you need to follow the council rules, which say that public comment must happen before votes on any agenda items, regardless of whether they're a hearing or not. So you can't vote on anything until you've taken public comment, according to the council rules that you love so much. So you're not complying with your own council rules, Paul, that you apparently love so much. Kevin needs to resign, and you all need to pay attention. I don't know if you're chatting or if you're even in there. I can't see the live feed, but see what you're doing while I'm talking on the phone. But hopefully you're paying attention. Fuck you, Kevin De Leon. Fuck you, Paul Krikorian, lame duck council president.
Call-in user 1, please state the items you would like to speak to.
Yeah, hi. DanielGust.substack.com.
Good morning. And which items?
Item number 1, all items in general public
Okay,
comment.
so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Yeah, regarding, starting my stopwatch here so I get it right. Regarding the housing issue, it's great that the city wants to do something for people who may not have access to legal counsel on their eviction matters. But the question is, why is this being outsourced, or is it being outsourced to your legal pals? Why isn't the city attorney's office not establishing an office to handle this? Won't you save money by hiring experts in this field rather than outsourcing it for political favors, which most of us realized are involved in these things? Why aren't you just having the city attorney's office hire attorneys who can handle these things? I mean, you started the problem. Why isn't the city attorney's office remedying the problem? So it's a good initiative. I'm just wondering why you're having outsiders handle it, because it reeks of the same type of crapola that resulted in the LA DWP scandal, where lawyers were doing side deals and what am I going to do next and how do I get a deal when I retire? I'm not accusing these attorneys. These are good people doing this. But the question is, why aren't you taking safeguards to ensure that you remove any hint, any scent of corruption on this issue?
So you've exhausted your 1 minute on
Insource it.
item number 1.
Sure. Well, on your other issue regarding this, why don't you just make the whole damn place rent control or expand much stronger rent protections so you don't have the problem moving forward on all of these rent issues, on all of the housing issues? Mr. Grote, I know you're looking for it. It's there. You need to pay attention. Why don't you just eliminate the problem moving forward by making real, genuine rent control? If you did that, you wouldn't have to keep outsourcing this stuff. So it's a good idea what you were doing over there back on item number 1, but you caused it. You need to fix it and eliminate the problems by instituting rent control so you won't have it moving forward. That said, I'm going to move to general public comment now.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
General public comment. You just approved Alexander Kasendorf for the Board of Animal Services Commissioners. Now, are you aware that in committee, Mr. Kasendorf said that the thing that the Department of Animal Services needs most is new animal pounds? Apparently, your best man for the job doesn't realize that you spent more than $100 million on new pounds from Prop F. So how is the guy that the mayor and John Lee and Heather Hutt and Eunices Hernandez just put before you. How is he not aware that we already have new pounds? This guy actually admitted he knows nothing about the department, and apparently he doesn't know you already put us on the hook for 115 million, 130 million, whatever the number is, for new pounds. That's the guy who is now going to vote on these issues? That's the guy? I don't even think he knows the difference between spay and neuter. And he's the best person for the job? How can that be? Or did the committee?
Speaker, your
Ms.
time has
Hutt,
expired.
Mr. Lee,
Next
why did
caller.
you-
Call-in user 2, please state the items you would like to speak to.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke and scan viewer.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning, Pumpkinhead. Let me get all available items and general public comment there, sir.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Again, that's item number 1 as amended and items 14 through 19, and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Good deal. Thank you, brother. So the other day I'm down on Figueroa with this chick, and I paid her $5 to let me reverse Uno or turd
So,
cutter with my baby
caller,
batter,
this is your only warning. There is
Yes, sir.
that is not related to anything that's on the agenda. So please stick to the agenda items, or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
We're not talking about Figueroa today, sir. Pumpkinhead.
Okay, so I'm going to move you to general public comment. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Well, damn. Well, thank you there, brother. There. Shout out to the smoke scan community there. Anyway, as I was trying to say, you know, the other day I was down on Figueroa with this chick, and I paid her $5 to let me reverse Uno her turd cutter with my baby
So,
batter super soaker.
As we say
And,
every
she had
day,
some issues.
this is caller. You
Uh-huh.
need to speak to something that's within the subject matter jurisdiction of this city. Your anecdotes are not.
Right.
So this is your only
Right.
warning. Please speak to something that's within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city. Go ahead.
Okay, and even my anecdotes are about, you know, Figueroa and the chick down there doing some strange things with some change. Pumpkinhead, that's not allowed, sir. Anyway, shout out to the smoke scan community there, and y'all have a good day there, brother.
Caller with the digits ending in 7255.
All items and general public comment.
Okay. Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Shout out to Smoke and Scan. Thank you for the support.
I'm sorry. Can you hold? Sorry. Can you hold
Love
the caller's
debate
time,
last night.
caller? Your time is paused. Mr. Spindler, I have heard you throughout this meeting. This is your first and only warning. Please do not disrupt public comment. I cannot hear what the caller is saying because of your conversation with the officer.
And while you're talking, he continues to disrupt, so I think that constitutes a second warning.
Go ahead, caller.
Can you restart my time, please?
Your time was paused the entire time. Go ahead.
All right. Shout out to the Smoke and Scan community. Thank you again. Number one, you have a situation here. You guys are reactive, not proactive. You have only 60 days to respond to somebody being evicted, but to calendar something, it could be 90 days. You guys know this. You guys are a city attorney, right? So why aren't you guys setting this up to make it better for the tenants, the people in the public, instead of having them come back and tell you what the problems are? You should be looking at these things and solving it. Be proactive, and we wouldn't have this. And like Daniel Del Scott said, keep it in-house. Why are you outsourcing this money? Every time I see money coming in, everyone reacts to it when the news reports it to you. Monica Rodriguez, homeless community, money comes in. Oh my God, I can't believe that they're mismanaging our monies. You should have been looking for the people where they're being located when the money was available. It just makes no sense that you have the power to make it better, yet you guys wait to react, not proact. You guys only care when the cameras are there.
Okay, so you've exhausted your 1 minute on the item. Please move on to another item.
Okay, let's go with 18. Smoke and Scan, thanks again for last night. Great debate. Anyway, does anyone find it
funny that Monica Rodriguez is always next to Kevin De Leon when she was ousting the problem we have with Mary Martinez. But here they are, always together, always in the same bed, always backing each other up on everything. But she was going to oust everyone else that was involved in that problem. Everyone was concentrating on the racist comments. I was focusing on what was being done in the dark, the redistricting. These two people coincide. They're the same thing. You're going to fund something here. Look at why they're doing it. There's got to be something behind the scenes. I back you, you back me. We're going to go forward. They're tied together. Look at every time they get together, but no one wants to say, oh, no, they're not together. Let's go to public comment. Number 11 on general public comment. The city council is in bed with Metro. As long as there's money coming in, exactly what they're going to do. They're going to give them everything they want, anything they need. The city council, Kokorian, Monica Rodriguez, putting that light rail down Van Nuys Boulevard, show us how that's good for the 6th district. That's a Palmdale Express, pretty much, to get everyone from Palmdale, Antelope Valley, down to the Orange Line. It does nothing good for the 6th district or the 7th. It's going to start gentrification because once those businesses shut down, buildings become available, somebody buys them up, and then the rent goes up from $1,500, $1,700 to $3,200. But they can't see that farther down the line. By that time, they've already done what they did, and they're going to continue doing so.
Caller, your time has expired. Next caller.
Call-in user 3, please state the items you would like to speak to.
Hello, Nerds and Virgins. Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator.
Good morning. Which items
all
would
open
you...
items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
All right, number 17. All this money for homelessness. And you're telling me that Bibi Mason was a slave and made millions? And you're telling me that she did it with hard work and without reparations? Maybe we should start looking at putting people to work instead of just giving handouts. John Hughes' movie Pretty in Pink, it wasn't my favorite, but I'm standing up and saluting for Pretty in Pink today. 18. I think it's pretty disgusting you guys didn't light up City Hall for 9/11. If one of you guys would have emailed me at brocklanderslapi@gmail.com, I would have given you the $400 myself for that. You guys wonder why nobody trusts you and doesn't think you guys have any of our best interests at heart. It's because you take an American tragedy and you piss all over it, and you let these little douchebags with peach fuzz come down and act like they're tough behind their masks. You guys need to stand up for the people that put you here. And let's go to general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
As it pertains to the people being tough and acting like they own a lot of weapons and they're going to do something. If you were here long before me, and if you were able to gather support, it would have happened. And yesterday, something clicked for me. I didn't get it. Why your cock holster was always just flapping in the wind. And then I realized that when you said 60 guns, you were referring to like, this is my weapon, this is my gun, this is for fighting, this is for fun. So if your cock holster is being used that much, you might as well just get blown out by Willie Brown and the boys. And I imagine when you walk into the wind, you probably sound a lot like blah, 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 but either way. And I didn't call in to make a difference. I called in because somebody important to me was struggling with a sick
I'm sorry,
animal.
caller,
and I
you
just
need to
wanted
speak to
make him
something that's
smile.
within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city.
Oh, it is. That he lives in LA, and you guys are in charge of LA, right? I mean,
So
you make all the
your
rules
time
for
has
LA.
expired.
That's why
Next
you're
caller.
fighting over this sewer to make Paul's brother money, right?
Caller with the digits ending in 9519, please state the items you would like to speak to.
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a smoke scan viewer.
So, caller,
And
you've
Candido
already
likes
been
little
given the
boys.
opportunity to speak. This is your first and only warning.
can't
Please
speak
do not
again?
call back and
What
disrupt
the
this
hell?
meeting. We need to
Come
get
on,
to other
man. Fuck
callers.
with me, DJ.
Next caller.
Caller with the digits ending in 1881.
Yes, Candido Maris, the
Good morning.
person
Which
that
items would you like to speak to?
Yes, sir. Item 1 and public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item. Go ahead.
Thank Daniel Gus, boy, you were sharp today. That's the Daniel Gus I know. Item 1, you know, the thing about this, something Mr. Corrigan said about the sewerage issue last time. He said that the sewerage issue should have been dealt with many, many years ago. That's the same thing that applies to this rental issue. Over and over and over, we've seen the poor renters come before the council and have to ask for some kind of help, etc. We should have already had something in place to protect those renters. Those renters are the laborers who are not represented by unions. Those are the laborers that are working at the airport. Those are the laborers who are working in McDonald's and in the fields. So please, let's do everything. And Ms. Rahman, thank you so much for being a hero to renters. May I move on to public comment? Public comment? Public comment.
Go ahead, General.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. Yesterday, you got a taste of the nonsense I get from smoking scum. All the threats. Yesterday, they're going to cut my throat. They're going to beat me up. And yet none of them have the balls to face me. Let me give you my number again, 818-399-1881. If you're going to threaten me, I'm just going to make sure that all the law enforcement people know exactly what you folks have done, the things you've left behind on messages. But call me, yeah, Mr. PI. You got the balls apparently in the group. Call me. You and me. Cindy says, let's not get involved with the city. The city has had enough of this shit. You and Jason, whoever. Jason belongs in prison where he'll be treated the way he treats the people on Figueroa. The police chief mentioned this last week about the disgust of Figueroa and people like Jason and the way they treat women and the way they treat.
Caller with the digits ending in 5554. Please state the items you would like to speak to.
Yeah, it's Sean Murphy from Canoga Park.
Hi, yes. Which items would you like to speak to?
Just general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, our sidewalks need to be repaired. Streets need to be repaired. And that Donald Trump yelled at Kamala Harris last night. That was stupid at the debate last night. I didn't appreciate it. I'm going for Harris. Prices need to be lowered. I hope she can fix this thing, fix the prices of the store. When I go to the grocery store and other restaurants, I'm just sick and tired of the way LA's going down. I'm going to say something that you will not appreciate. I'm still against the Olympics. We're going to have I'm still predicted a month back, we're going to have a Great Depression. It's coming. I'm going to tell you again and again and again, and I'm also going to tell our mayor about the Olympics. I will not be a part of it. I'm against the Olympics, and I'm glad Keith Harris Dawson is running for president a week from Friday. I will be praying for him. It's good to hear your voice, Candido.
Caller, your time has expired.
Council President, we've taken over 20 minutes of phones.
All right, that concludes our public comment, both in person and by telephone for this meeting. What is before us to vote on at this moment?
Mr. President, Council may now vote on items 14 through 19, sir.
All right, items 14 through 19, those items are before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council may either vote on item 1A, which is amendment motion Lee Blumenfield.
All right, I'll defer to Mr. Lee to give us guidance on this item.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to withdraw item 1A. We have a substitute motion. Councilmember Rahman and I have worked on 1B together, so I'd like to have that considered.
All right. 1B will be read into the record.
So the motion reads that I move that item number 1 on today's agenda be amended to adopt the following additional recommendation. 2, request the city attorney to prepare and present a revised ordinance that amends the city attorney's ordinance dated April 19th, 2024 to include the following changes to section 166.03B. Section 166.03B1. Instruct the Los Angeles Housing Department to provide the CFCT notice on its website in English and all Tier 1 languages per the CIFD's Language Access Plan. Section 166.03B2. A landlord shall provide the tenant a copy of a CFCT notice prepared and provided by the Los Angeles Housing Department in the tenant's primary language, if known and available on the LAHD website, or in English and all languages in Tiers 1, 2, and 3 languages of the city's Language Access Plan, if the tenant's primary language is not known or available on the LAHD website, at the commencement of the tenancy. A landlord shall serve a copy of a CFCT notice prepared and provided by the Los Angeles Housing Department in the tenant's primary language, if known and available on the LAHD website, or in English and all languages in Tiers 1, 2, and 3 languages of the city's Language Access Plan, if the tenant's primary language is not known or available on the LAHD website, with any eviction notice served on the tenant, with any notice or correspondence served by the landlord on the tenant pertaining to an administrative proceeding that may result in the termination of the tenant's rental housing subsidy. Is there a second to this motion?
All right, I think there were a couple seconds to this motion. Mr. Soto Martinez. All right. Is this item available for the council to vote on?
Mr. President, it may take a few minutes, but the 1B is being circulated now, sir.
And we have 2 recusals on this item. Can we announce those recusals into the record?
Yes, Mr. President. So Council Members Price as well as Council President Krikorian are recused off of this item. And for the record, sir, Council may now consider amending motion 1B. It is being circulated, and that is motion Rahman Lee, seconded by Councilmember Soto Martinez, sir.
All right. Looks like the motion has been circulated, so let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council may now vote on item 1 as amended by amendment 1B.
All right, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
And
All right.
next is item 13, sir.
All right, item 13 is a closed session item, so I'll ask the sergeants to prepare the room for closed session. Those of us in the room can help them out by departing if we are not either department staff, mayor staff, or council staff relevant to this item.
into closed session after that. All right, now just for the sake of clarity, Madam Clerk, as we are remaining in open session, but there was an announcement otherwise, why don't we go ahead and call the roll anyway, and then we can proceed with this item.
Yes, sir. Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McCosker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 13 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Very good. Then we are ready to begin with the CAO's presentation and update. Mr. Szabo, the floor is yours.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Matt Szabo, City Administrative Officer. I am here to provide an update and to discuss the report that is before you and the recommendations related to our proposal for compliance with the LA Alliance settlement. I will walk through, as is posted on the agenda, some of the discussion is appropriate for open session, as the report is a public report, and then we can, when there are legal questions, we can go into closed session, and the city attorney is here as well. But I'll walk through what it is that we are asking you to approve today. And then we can get to questions. I do want to make it very clear on the front end as to what it is that we are here to discuss, and that is a proposal that we are required to make to the court tomorrow on how the city will comply with the terms of its settlement, specifically how it will meet the bed requirement. So everything that is in the report and everything that will be presented today is to meet two primary objectives. Number one, to comply with the terms of the settlement, and number two, to maintain existing housing. So I do want to be very clear about this, is that when we're talking about the status of beds as I move forward, the plan in front of you is our recommendation, the CAO recommendation, on how we can, A, comply with the terms of the settlement, and B, maintain the necessary capacity to preserve existing housing that has been built, existing interim housing that has been built by the city since 2020. So briefly on background, we're going to be talking about two sets of interventions that the city has stood up and is in the process of standing up. Number one is the roadmap. Some of you are very familiar with the roadmap. We were required to establish 6,700 beds in 2020, 2021. We have done that and maintained that since. It is a 5-year requirement, a 5-year agreement, whereby we establish the beds, we maintain the beds, and the county pays for the services at a rate of $60 million a year. That will run out at the end of this fiscal year. In fact, we have received our last payment from the county to contribute to the costs of the services for these 6,700 beds. The second category of beds that we'll be talking about are the alliance beds, the beds that contribute towards our requirement of 12,915 beds. When beds are counted as alliance beds, we have an MOU with the county, whereby the county will pay for all the total cost of the services for the basic bed rate, and that does have a limit of $260 million. It has an expiration date of June of 2027, which is the same expiration date as the settlement. And there is also a limit of 3,100 interim beds that the county would cover under that agreement. They also have agreed to cover the service costs for up to 10,200 permanent housing beds. The status of where we are on our alliance obligation, again, the obligation is 12,915 beds. We have established and opened 4,017 beds. There are an additional 4,646 beds in the pipeline, as in construction or in the process of being established, leaving a gap of 4,252. So that is our the job today, is to adopt the recommendations that we can present to the court. There will be a hearing on the 2nd of October, although the report is due tomorrow, on how we will comply and what our plan is for those remaining 4,252 beds. And again, this discussion necessarily is within the context of two very impactful developments that the city is facing on this issue, on the Alliance settlement, and on homelessness broadly. Number one is the expiration of the county funding that I mentioned just a few minutes ago, that $60 million that we receive each year to contribute to the services for the roadmap beds. And the increase, the pending increase in service rates. There is an ongoing process where between the city and LAHSA and the county that is looking to substantially increase the rates that we pay the service providers for staffing the interim housing beds. When these agreements were made, when the roadmap, the freeway agreement was made, and when the Alliance settlement was reached, the per night rate was $50. There is ongoing discussion. Again, it is not finalized yet, but there are rates that are being considered that are as high as $143 per bed per night for the exact same level of service that, or at least the same number of beds that would be covered, that were covered under $50 a night, could now be covered by up to $100 or more, up to $143 per bed per night. What that means is, if we are to maintain the beds that we've established since 2020, we will have a much greater it will require a much greater financial commitment. There seems to be a little bit of issue there, but what that is in order to maintain the beds that we've established, with essentially the overnight increase of up to $150 million for the same exact beds that we've already established, just to maintain those, it would cost the city $160 million, and we would have a shortfall with our existing funding of nearly $120 million. And again, that is just to maintain what we have already done, and that is not considering the additional cost of the 4,200 beds that we need to present a plan for. So the strategy that is before you in the report, again, is focused on two principal objectives. One, to comply with the terms of the settlement, and number two, to maintain existing housing. It is the goal of the recommendations to put the city in a position to be able to cover, and what that means is that we would have to take on the costs of the services for the beds that we've already established, because we will not have the county funding beyond this year for the roadmap beds. So the plan is broken down as follows. I will discuss this in an overview fashion, and then we can go into, as necessary, detail. So I will spend some time on this, and then the slides that follow we'll go through rather quickly. If there are questions, we can get to them when we get to questions. But number one, we have already engaged, and this council has already approved an initial program for master leasing. Nearly 700 units. We're almost there. The report asked for an additional allocation for master leasing. So that would be 700 of the units that we would need. This council has also already approved funding, which we have received from the state, to establish 500 tiny homes, and those are also in process. There's been significant discussion among this body around Inside Safe and how we can get Inside Safe and the efforts and resources behind Inside Safe to be compliant and to contribute to our alliance obligations. So the report recommends that the mayor's office extend or seek to extend up to 300 of their their motels and hotel rooms through 2027, and that would allow us to bring them into the alliance settlement. And then there has been some discussion about increasing our interim housing capacity and looking at the model that many of you are familiar with the Bridge Home, expanding our capacity for congregate shelters. And so the recommendation is that we would fund up to 500 congregate interim housing beds. The remainder of 2,500 beds, we are recommending that we ask the court to allow us to extend the beds, 2,500 of the beds in the roadmap freeway agreement, continue funding them, and if we bring them into alliance, that means that the county will continue to fund the services and that we get credit for extending those beds. Because at this time, as we've discussed, we don't have the resources to maintain all of the beds that we have established and to also establish another 4,200 beds. And so this is our best opportunity to meet the goals of the alliance settlement while maintaining all of the beds that we have established. As it relates to cost, we will need to stretch to make this work. Even if the court allows us to migrate the 2,500 beds from the roadmap agreement, from the freeway agreement to the alliance settlement, we would have a total cost of $136 million. Much of that would be capital, one-time costs. This body has already authorized nearly $60 million of funding, primarily for the master leasing and the tiny homes. We would need to secure nearly $80 million to meet the proposals or meet the recommendations outlined in the strategy. I will just go through these very quickly. This is just more detail. All of this detail is in the report as it relates to the tiny homes that we have already funded. We funded 469. We would just need to fund another 31 in order to reach 500 tiny homes. These are the 5 locations in Council Districts 1, 2, 5, 6, and 15 that have already received funding from this body to move forward. Again, the 300 units of Inside Safe motels. In the previous HEA report, Homeless Emergency Account report, they have identified, the mayor's office has identified 141 beds. They would need to identify another 159 beds to reach that 300 bed goal. That would bring a price tag of $33 million, and that would cover the beds for each of the 3 years, an extension of 3 years from now till the end of the settlement agreement. As I mentioned with master leasing, we have already approved funding for 670 time-limited subsidies, how we would fund, how the city would fund the program, which is a partnership with LASA. We would need just shy of $700,000 for an additional 30 annual time-limited subsidies. The goal here would be that we begin the process with time-limited subsidies, and then the tenants would transition to vouchers. So that's why the cost, which is about $24,000 a year for a TLS, would be relatively limited. There would need to be significant work to get the residents from the time-limited subsidy to a permanent voucher. And the congregate interim housing portion of the strategy, 500 congregate beds. Estimates from Bureau of Engineering, as we know, there's been significant inflation over the past 4 years. We were able to, in 2020, 2021, stand up congregate beds of this type for between $50,000 and $60,000 a bed. That cost is now closer to $90,000 a bed. The benefit is that these are relatively sturdy structures, and we're able to get at least 100 beds per site, and it is a one-time cost. So we would be looking at a $43 million cost for capital for those 500 beds. And then I did mention also the 2,500 beds that we would seek to migrate from the freeway agreement roadmap to the Alliance settlement. The number there that you see, that 4,200 roadmap beds, that's the denominator there, those represent the physical beds. The roadmap was established mainly through Project Home Key, through tiny home villages, through a bridge home, congregate shelters, and also with rapid rehousing subsidies and other forms of housing like safe sleep and safe parking. The 4,200 represents the physical beds that have been built by the city. So we would look to migrate 2,500 of those to the Alliance settlement. We have previously asked each of your office to prioritize which of the beds in your district that you would like to see included in the Alliance. Our job, our immediate task is to provide this proposal to the court, and hopefully the court will approve it. Then we will have some time to finalize the list. But our recommendations for considerations for site selection would be primarily council district priorities, but we would also need to look at equitable distribution. What I mean by equitable distribution is that there are some districts that have only one or two sites. There are some districts that have multiple sites, 6, 7, 8 sites for several hundred beds. And so clearly the districts that have more roadmap beds would get more consideration. Also, the districts that have more roadmap beds, there is overlap between the goals that each of those districts have for the Alliance settlement. So we would want to include more from the districts that have a greater goal to reach and have provided more beds. And specifically, clearly, Council District 14 is the district that, due to the point in time count and due to the significant investment that was made in the roadmap beds, would lead in terms of migration to the Alliance settlement. We would want to look at properties on city or otherwise publicly owned land to reduce the cost of leasing. There are a number of sites that we have on leased property or that are just leased properties, leased sites altogether. We would want to stay away from those. We would also recommend that the sites that we are looking to make more permanent have more than 51 beds. And the reason for that is that the ongoing conversation about the increase in the bed rate, there will be two rates. I mean, there will be multiple rates. There'll be a schedule of rates for multiple purposes, but if we're looking at the base bed rate, again, the rates are not finalized. They will come here for discussion. You will get a chance to consider them and approve them when the recommendations are final. But one thing that is pretty clear is that there will be a rate for sites, for facilities that are over 50 beds, over 51 beds, and then there will be a much higher rate for those same beds if the site is less than 51. And that's an economy of scale issue, number of staffing, so we would recommend that our sites, both sites that we migrate and any sites that we contemplate moving forward, have at least 51 beds. And then lastly, we'd recommend, this seems obvious, but the beds that we move over to the Alliance should meet the Alliance requirements. And what I mean by that is they need to be beds that will be open till 2027. And there have been a number of sites for various reasons that have needed to decommission, that will have to decommission, demobilize between now and 2027. We would not recommend considering those. They need to be compliant with the Alliance requirements. Next steps, and then we can get to questions and or closed session. The report before you, laying out the recommendations. If this body approves it, we would submit the proposal to court with the city attorney. Tomorrow on September 12th, there is a hearing on the 2nd of October. And then if the court approves our proposal to migrate the 2,500 units from the roadmap agreement to the Alliance settlement, we will then continue to work with you to finalize what that list is. So we have your input. That will be the paramount consideration, but we'll continue to work with your office and with the Housing and Homelessness Committee to finalize the recommendations for what those 2,500 units will be. And then last, I just want to reemphasize that although moving beds into the Alliance agreement is a way to preserve the beds so that we would not have to consider for financial reasons decommissioning those beds that are moved into the Alliance agreement. The allocation that is in front of you is designed to give the city its best opportunity to, again, to meet our requirements, but also maintain or retain the financial capacity to keep open what we've already opened. So the goal here, if these recommendations are approved, is that we would not need to close any of the sites that we've opened for financial purposes. And with that, Mr. President, I'll open it for questions.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Szabo, for that update. I think it's appropriate that we hold our questions for closed session in that they all affect the potential impacts on the litigation, and we will want to have the city attorney at the table as well to be able to respond to questions as well. So with that, let's go ahead and recess into closed session for further discussion of this item. Sergeants, please prepare the chambers for closed session.
typical Hollywood fashion, we all need a little bit of makeover here and there. And so this is a makeover that we're giving to these signs. And so as folks walk around, look up a little bit and see some of the history of Hollywood.
Join Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez and the City of LA for the celebrations of El Grito de Dolores and Mexican Independence Day. El Grito marks the beginning of the Mexican War for Independence, and the celebrations on Sunday, September 15th also mark the start of Latino Heritage Month. The theme this year is La Fiesta del Pueblo. Enjoy the reenactment of the historic cry and ringing of the bell on the steps of City Hall. Then join the party atmosphere with a live concert featuring performances from El Daza, Lorenzo Mendez, Julian Torres, and mariachi divas the Cindy Shea. Attendees can also enjoy great food and artisanal products from Community Power Collective. There'll be fun activities for all the family. Come to City Hall for El Grito and Mexican Independence Day celebrations on Sunday, September 15th, beginning at 5 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Get ready to saddle up on your bike for Ciclamini Lincoln Heights. It's a Ciclavia event, only a little more compact than usual. This Ciclamini takes in 15 blocks along Broadway in Lincoln Heights on Sunday, September 15th. The street is closed to cars and motorized traffic, so use your favorite people-powered way to explore the neighborhood. Whether you choose to walk, bike, skate, or rollerblade, the street is your playground. Experience a car-free open street at Ciclamini Lincoln Heights on Sunday, September 15th, beginning at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. For more information on the Ciclamini, visit ciclavia.org. On Saturday, September 14th, you're invited to join the Department of Cultural Affairs in the Tosco Theater for the Los Angeles Indian Dance Festival 2024. This vibrant celebration of Indian dance and culture will feature a variety of traditional and contemporary Indian dance styles. Drop in during the afternoon to see performances from Indian and LA-based dancers and musicians. Witness the beauty and grace of Indian dance at the Los Angeles Indian Dance Festival 2024, taking place on Saturday, September 14th from 3:30 p.m. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
According to the 2024 J.D. Power Sustainability Index, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP, was ranked #1 out of the 35 largest utility companies in the U.S. The Power Sustainability Index measures utility companies' current climate sustainability as well as their future plans to increase clean energy. With a growth of 10 points from 2023, LADWP was ranked the utility company with the most improvements. The expansion of EV charging plazas, increased EV rebates, and new solar and battery storage contributed to a move toward a future of cleaner energy. To learn more about the future of clean energy, visit ladwp.com/strategic-initiatives. Councilmember John Lee with the Lee 12 Excellence in Leadership Program is now accepting applications for the fall 2024 cohort. The leadership program offers high school students a chance to learn about the function of the city and expand their leadership skills. Throughout the program, participants will meet the District 12 team and collaborate with other students across the city. The Lee 12 program will take place on select Thursday evenings from September through December at the Community Service Center. All high school students in Council District 12 are welcome to apply. Applications are due on Friday, September 13th by 5 p.m. To apply, visit bit.ly/Lee12program. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, partnered with federal authorities to take down a local crime tourism ring. Ringleaders were using a car rental business in the Van Nuys area to organize and carry out their crimes. In a period of 6 years, they orchestrated 120 incidents of burglaries and theft totaling over $35 million in stolen goods. The crimes included burglary and theft of businesses, retail stores, and local residents' homes. Mayor Bass, the LAPD, and federal officials reported that a total of 6 people had been arrested and charged. Mayor Bass emphasized her hope that the neighborhoods affected will find comfort in knowing the individuals have been apprehended. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
the #1 cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive.
Los Angeles City Council.
Here's what's happening in LA this week.
This is LA Current.
I call on our city to not just dream of the LA we want, but to participate in making the dream come true.
typical Hollywood fashion, we all need a little bit of makeover here and there. And so this is a makeover that we're giving to these signs. And so as folks walk around, look up a little bit and see some of the history of Hollywood.
Join Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez and the City of LA for the celebrations of El Grito de Dolores and Mexican Independence Day. El Grito marks the beginning of the Mexican War for Independence, and the celebrations on Sunday, September 15th also mark the start of Latino Heritage Month. The theme this year is La Fiesta del Pueblo. Enjoy the reenactment of the historic cry and ringing of the bell on the steps of City Hall. Then join the party atmosphere with a live concert featuring performances from El Daza, Lorenzo Mendez, Julian Torres, and mariachi divas the Cindy Shea. Attendees can also enjoy great food and artisanal products from Community Power Collective. There'll be fun activities for all the family. Come to City Hall for El Grito and Mexican Independence Day celebrations on Sunday, September 15th, beginning at 5 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Get ready to saddle up on your bike for Cyclamini Lincoln Heights. It's a Cyclavia event, only a little more compact than usual. This Cyclamini takes in 15 blocks along Broadway in Lincoln Heights on Sunday, September 15th. The street is closed to cars and motorized traffic, so use your favorite people-powered way to explore the neighborhood. Whether you choose to walk, bike, skate, or rollerblade, the street is your playground. Experience a car-free open street at Cyclamini Lincoln Heights on Sunday, September 15th, beginning at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. For more information on the Cyclamini, visit cyclavia.org. On Saturday, September 14th, you're invited to join the Department of Cultural Affairs in the Tosco Theater for the Los Angeles Indian Dance Festival 2024. This vibrant celebration of Indian dance and culture will feature a variety of traditional and contemporary Indian dance styles. Drop in during the afternoon to see performances from Indian and LA-based dancers and musicians. Witness the beauty and grace of Indian dance at the Los Angeles Indian Dance Festival 2024, taking place on Saturday, September 14th from 3:30 p.m. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
According to the 2024 JD Power Sustainability Index, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, LADWP, was ranked #1 out of the 35 largest utility companies in the U.S. The Power Sustainability Index measures utility companies' current climate sustainability as well as their future plans to increase clean energy. With a growth of 10 points from 2023, LADWP was ranked the utility company with the most improvements. The expansion of EV charging plazas, increased EV rebates, and new solar and battery storage contributed to a move toward a future of cleaner energy. To learn more about the future of clean energy, visit ladwp.com/strategic-initiatives. Councilmember John Lee with the Lee 12 Excellence in Leadership Program is now accepting applications for the fall 2024 cohort. The leadership program offers high school students a chance to learn about the function of the city and expand their leadership skills. Throughout the program, participants will meet the District 12 team and collaborate with other students across the city. The Lee 12 program will take place on select Thursday evenings from September through December at the Community Service Center. All high school students in Council District 12 are welcome to apply. Applications are due on Friday, September 13th by 5 p.m. To apply, visit bit.ly/Lee12program. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, partnered with federal authorities to take down a local crime tourism ring. Ringleaders were using a car rental business in the Van Nuys area to organize and carry out their crimes. In a period of 6 years, they orchestrated 120 incidents of burglaries and theft totaling over $35 million in stolen goods. The crimes included burglary and theft of businesses, retail stores, and local residents' homes. Mayor Bass, the LAPD, and federal officials reported that a total of 6 people had been arrested and charged. Mayor Bass emphasized her hope that the neighborhoods affected will find comfort in knowing the individuals have been apprehended. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive.
Of your Los Angeles City Council.
Here's what's happening in LA this week.
This is LA Currents.
I call on our city to not just dream of the LA we want, but to participate in making the dream come true.
typical Hollywood fashion, we all need a little bit of makeover here and there. And so this is a make.
All right. The council is now back in open session. First of all, Mr. City Attorney, is there anything that we need to report? I guess first of all, we should take roll. Let's take the roll first, and then you can report.
Yes, Mr. President. Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McCosker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 12 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
And Mr. President, there is nothing to report out of closed session.
Very good. Well, we took up this item before we went into closed session. We had closed session discussion relating to this item, and we are now considering it in open session. Councilmember Blumenfield, did you wish to be heard?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure we have to vote on the recommendations as amended. And I'm happy to restate the amendment.
You will need to do that, yes.
Okay. So there were two amendments made. One amendment was to strike recommendation number 6, which was to instruct the CAO to prioritize new interim housing interventions with 51 or more beds. And the second amendment was to move that in the Matter Housing and Homelessness Committee report relative to the Alliance settlement, item number 13 be amended to add the recommendation to recommendation for the words shared housing, so that it reads tiny home village, modular, shared housing, or other interim models. Those were the two amendments we discussed.
Thank you, Councilmember Blumenfield, for your amendment to strike item 6 on the homelessness, housing and homelessness report. Is there a second to Mr. Blumenfield's amendment?
I think it was actually Ms. Rahman's amendment, and I was seconding it, but either way.
Yes.
So, Councilmember Rahman? Okay. Very good. If there's no objection, we can now take up the item as amended. I see no other members wishing to be heard, so let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
12 ayes.
Very good.
Mr. President, there's
Madam
a request to have this matter go forthwith, sir.
Without objection, that'll be the order. Next.
There are motions for posting and referral, sir.
Without objection, posted and referred.
That clears the desk, sir.
Very good. Members, do we have any announcements? All right. I would just like, while we're under announcements, to note that today, of course, is the 23rd anniversary of the terrorist attacks on our country on September 11th, 2001. I want to thank those members who attended the commemoration ceremony today at the Frank Hodgkin Training Center, and thank the Los Angeles Fire Department and the Los Angeles Police Department for annually remembering the attacks of 9/11. It is important, I think, especially as time passes and we have more and more people who are too young to even remember it happening, and other people whose memory is fading, to remember the impact of those attacks that killed more people than the attack on Pearl Harbor, killed residents of 93 different nations around the world. It was an attack on America, but it was also an attack on the values that we represent and an attack on much of the world. So it's important that we remember those who were lost. It's also important that we remember the first responders who rushed in the direction of danger, and 415 first responders lost their lives on that day, and many thousands have lost their lives since that day because of that day. So I hope we'll remember that event solemnly every September 11th. And I hope we'll also remember the way this country responded to it. And we'll remember that feeling that we had of unity as a nation when we walked around, drove around the city, and saw American flags in front of basically every home. When we go through troubled times, as we are now, I think it's important that we remember the strength of unity that we can have in this country. So with that, Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you, Mr. President. That was beautifully said. It was a lovely ceremony this morning, and we say never forget, and we also often say, I remember where I was when it happened. And I hope you'll indulge me just for a moment. You know, where I was a chief of staff to a mayor, and we were on our 74th day in office. And we had a council horseshoe that was largely new. We had a brand new president of the council, Alex Padilla, now Senator Padilla. And in Los Angeles, the mayor was on a trip in DC, and he was at the Department of Transportation in meetings at that very moment. And what I remember is going out to get the newspaper, because in the old days we used to do that, go out and get our newspaper, and had a gaggle of neighbors saying, turn your TV on and get to City Hall. And the EOC wasn't the beautiful buildings we have now. It was 4 floors down below City Hall East, a tiny little place. And so remember, we were all relatively brand new. Rushed downtown, and the first question, 4 floors below ground, was who's in charge? Mayor was out of town. Just for a few days, and just a few thousand miles away, but it was a moment. Alex Padilla was the acting mayor. And I have to say, I was a young guy then, believe it or not. Alex was a young guy. He did a masterful job. And it was a moment where, under extreme pressure, because there is no plan, there was no plan then, there's a plan today for what happens if we're under a terrorist attack. There was no such thing as a plan for what do you do if you are second largest city in the United States and you feel like you're under attack. Remember, one of those planes on the manifest was supposed to be going to Los Angeles. We didn't know where it was. We literally didn't know where that plane was. Sadly, that plane went down and everyone lost their lives. It was a moment where the mayor and the council and every department really came together. You talked about the United States coming together. The city of LA responded magnificently well. And we had a situation where mayor and the council didn't necessarily get along. Chief of police and some of the members of that city family didn't necessarily get along, but we did at that moment. And in really, really tough moments, it's so important for us to remember, and I know we will, I know we do, remember, who we work for and why we're here. And it still just brings back memories of why we're on public service. In tragedy, you find out what folks are made of, and everybody here, everybody in the city family was made of good stuff, and everybody in the city was made of good stuff. And so we have to not only, most importantly, remember those folks who lost their lives on that day and afterwards from the stress and the toxins that first responders expose themselves to, but we also have to remember who we are and how we respond to great tragedy. So thank you for that, for calling out this 24th anniversary.
Hear, hear. Thank you. Any other announcements, members? Do we have any motions for Councilmember Park for an announcement or an adjourn? Okay, for an announcement. Go right ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Council President and colleagues. Some of you probably saw on the news over the last week that the case of the Breonna Kupfer murder, which occurred on January 13th of 2022, just went to trial. I've had the opportunity to be in and out of the courtroom over the last week, spending time with and supporting my constituents, the Kupfer family, the loved ones of my constituent, Brianna Kupfer, who was murdered on January 13th, 2022. She had gone to work that morning at the Croft Furniture Store in Council District 5 on La Brea Avenue. She was working alone that day because she was covering for a colleague that was out having a maternity medical appointment. So she was alone in the store that morning working when a man came in, a complete stranger, a homeless man who approached her and pretended to be a customer, lulling her into a false sense of security. He went outside and looked both ways up and down the street before he walked back into the furniture and stabbed Brianna 46 times with a 7-inch knife with a 4-knuckle grip. He recorded the last 7 minutes of Brianna's life, which was played during the course of the trial. The agony in that courtroom has been absolutely palpable. Yesterday, her killer was convicted of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of lying in wait. I don't think any of us will ever know the answer of why Brianna didn't call 911, why she didn't run when she had 28 seconds, when he had gone outside to check to make sure the coast was clear. Maybe if she had had training about identifying dangerous circumstances, de-escalation strategies, engagement with law enforcement, the right to flee the workplace when in danger, maybe she would have made a different decision, and maybe that bright, shining light would still be here today. So, colleagues, today I introduced a motion regarding the implementation of SB 553, mandated workplace violence training, as well as preparation of workplace violence prevention programs. I'm asking our CLA to report back on the required components of that training and what we can do to ensure that the circumstances involving Brianna Kupfer's horrific and tragic murder aren't repeated, and that we are empowering workers and employees with information that they need to know to hopefully stay safe in the workplace. This really is more symbolic than anything. Nothing we do is ever going to bring Brianna back. Really, what we owe her and her family and all of the other victims of violent crime in Los Angeles is to get violent, dangerous people off our streets for good, period, full stop. I know all of you are going to support the motion when it comes, so on behalf of CD11 and the Kupfer family, I just want to thank you for your support.
Thank you. Any other announcements, members? Okay, seeing no announcements, are there any motions for adjournment? Any adjourning motions on my left? On my right? Seeing none, go forth and serve the city well, members. Thank you very much for your work today. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.